Hey, and welcome to 2025. This is the Dreppin' Stone podcast, a podcast where two friends raise a glass and have a conversation. I'm Nick.
I'm Kyle.
What was that?
Something popped. No idea.
Something just like exploded.
Wesley heard it. He reacted.
Yeah.
I have no idea what it was.
Wow, I don't know if that's a good portent for the year to come.
Anyway,
hey man, how's it going?
so good.
Welcome to 2025.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, you're welcome. So we actually released an episode New Year's Day.
We did.
Which had nothing to do with the new year.
Oh, yeah. I remember this.
Yeah, we said that we were not going to follow podcast convention. We were not going to do a New Year's episode and a year in review on New Year's.
Because we were not prepared.
That's absolutely
at the time of recording,
we
2024 hadn't concluded.
Correct. And
so we needed to leave the possibility.
Exactly.
We need to leave the possibility that something would happen.
Yeah.
In that last
a little bit.
However many hours.
Yeah, and some things did happen, but we're not going to talk about like the timely things. We're going to talk about our year in review this year.
Yeah, what was 2024?
Yeah, for the Dreppin' Stone podcast.
For the Dreppin' Stone podcast.
But before we do that, Kyle, I say we have another delicious pour. What do you think?
Sounds like a great idea. It's kind of like the thing that we do.
Yeah, I'm going to say, though, here's what we should do first.
Okay.
We should invite all of our listeners to grab a Glencairn.
Yeah.
Or, whatever vessel
a rocks
you have.
glass.
Sure, whatever you have.
A plastic water bottle.
Do what you need to do.
Dixie cup.
Oh, sure. Drink right out of the hose if you want. That's fine. Yeah, you cup your hands.
Your own hands
Do
can
what
be
you-
a vessel.
That is true. But grab some sort of vessel.
Yep.
Our preferred vessel is a Glencairn.
Yep.
And that's just us.
When we're drinking whiskey.
Sure, exactly. Yeah, well, I don't know if I'd drink beer out of a Glencairn. Like
It would be arduous.
You'd have to like pour and then
Yeah,
sip and
yeah.
pour and sip. It's the thing. Grab yourself a vessel and something delicious to put in that vessel and sip along with us.
Indeed.
Whatever it is.
Yeah. Come along on the journey.
Of liquid investigation.
Dreppin' Stone.
Well, since we're singing liquid investigation.
That's pretty.
Yeah, well, I brought it back. That was like a long time ago.
Yeah, I was doing the Reading Rainbow theme.
I didn't. I was worried about myself.
Well, you kind of went
sorry.
right into it.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
Well, I'll hear it in edit.
Dreppin' Stone, liquid investigation.
That's Reading Rainbow?
Reading Rainbow. It's like close.
Okay. I'm with you.
Yeah.
Did you see that documentary on Reading Rainbow? I think it's on Netflix. Maybe it's on Max. I don't know. It's fantastic.
I'm sure it
It's
is. Everything
really-
associated with Reading Rainbow
It's
is
really
fantastic.
good. You should watch it.
Thank you, LeVar
Yeah,
Burton.
I think it's called Butterfly in the Sky. I think that's what it's called.
I'm already there.
Yeah. LeVar Burton is just so good
I can go twice as high.
with LeVar Burton.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of going twice as high with LeVar
Jordy.
Burton.
Like as a kid,
Yeah.
like those two entities of like
At the
him
same
being
time?
him being Reading Rainbow and
Yeah.
Jordy
Yeah.
was like, I don't get it. I don't understand the multiverse.
So now that we've invited everyone to have a great pour along with us,
Right.
what is our first pour of 2025?
Man, I don't know how we didn't fit this pour into 2024.
Well, we had a lot of great pours.
And that's just our problem.
Yeah.
That's our burden to bear.
It is.
Somehow we didn't fit this one into 2024. But by God, it's going to start 2025.
What is it?
It's the Russell's Reserve 13-year-old.
Wow, that's a barrel? Is that a barrel proof?
Yeah, it's absolutely barrel proof. Says it on the bottle right there in front
I
of
can
us.
read it. That's why I'm asking you.
Indeed it is.
Okay.
Yeah, this is it's an
Oh,
old
man.
Russell's Reserve, somehow still at barrel strength.
I
Incredible.
have a very interesting relationship with Russell's, as you know.
Indeed you do.
I have a bottle that was actually, we're going to talk about it next week, is my first pour in my Infinity bottle of 2024.
Wow, spoiler alert.
I know, but that's the only bottle of Russell's I've had that I've liked.
I know. We're well aware. But this, before the Russell's 15 came out,
Sure.
was a
the
bit of
oldest.
a unicorn.
Yeah, it really, truly was.
You know, I think it came out in 2023.
Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah.
I didn't acquire it until 2024.
Right.
And then the 15 came out
Yeah.
towards the end of 2024. And then that became the next thing. But I was able to acquire this one relatively right around the time that I got that Knob Creek, the 18, and was able to kind of like put those together.
Okay.
Just as like these older age stated bourbons.
Well.
Which are, in our experience, kind of hit and miss.
They are.
I don't know that age on a bourbon equals better liquid, but we're here to investigate.
Well, let's do it.
You know, somebody's got to do it.
And we're going to do it for science.
And we are privileged to do it for science.
We're tasked to do it. And we view it as an honor.
Indeed.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Ooh. Ooh. Dude, that I can just see it in the bottle. That's dark. Sorry, go ahead. Nice. Thank you, sir. We touched fingers there.
I think it was just the tip, though.
I said it was dark. I think it is dark. But it's not as dark as I would think it would be for a 13-year-old bourbon.
Yeah, for a 13-year-old alligator char
Correct.
bourbon.
At barrel proof.
At barrel strength. Yeah, for sure.
What is that proof?
Clocking in. Oh, my God. Clocking in at 57.4.
114.8.
Got it.
Wow. Okay. All right. It
Yeah.
114.8. Rare breed? No, rare breed's 116.8. All right. On the nose? It's pretty. It's real. It's real nice.
Kentucky bourbon.
Man, it's got all of those, like, just quintessential vanilla, oaky, caramely kind of notes, but it's like there's a bit more depth to it.
It's that older bourbon note.
Yeah.
It's that aged note.
Yeah.
I don't know specifically where I would allocate that note to.
I'm a little bit surprised because I was expecting some old bookshop. I was expecting old leather, and I get none of that.
You don't get that?
I don't get.
I get that.
Really?
Yeah, I definitely get like
No.
old bookshop. I don't know that it's. I kind of get leather too.
Maybe my sniffer's broken. Oh. No, I get
kinda get all
standard
of
bourbon, just a little bit more depth. I want to get that.
I want it.
I want to
I
believe.
just don't get. Yeah, well, that's up to the beholder. I think
Belief.
belief.
It's really pretty though.
Yeah, yeah. It's decadent.
Decadent is correct.
There's a lot of over sweetened pastry.
Now that you say decadent, it reminds me of vanilla buttercream frosting.
Yeah,
It's just like, it's not, but not that sweet. It's like a muted sweetness, but that same like just thick, buttery, creamy, like, delicious
Yeah, I
vanilla
get
notes.
all of that. Everything you're saying to me.
All right, now that I'm spending a little bit more time with the nose, I am getting a little age.
Yep.
Like I wouldn't go so far as to say like bookshop, used bookstore, old library.
Not
but
quite ancient.
there's- correct.
Just
Yeah.
age.
All right,
Yeah.
I need to taste it.
Time to go there?
Yeah,
Okay.
enough sniffing, time for sipping. That's where it sings.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, I got it.
Just hit the bottom.
Okay. Whew.
Yeah.
So first I'm hit with just like sorghum syrup sweetness, like just beautiful dark blackstrap molasses sweetness.
Yep.
And then that proof comes through and says, "Nope, you get out of the way."
Yeah. It slaps you on your backhand.
Uh-huh. Oh yeah.
Like a firm.
a firm
Pop.
I think it's a firm pop and a bit of a honk. Like a firm like boop boop boop.
Yeah. Let that
You know what I mean?
let that slap breathe for a second. Then
Yeah.
just
Yeah, just a full palm
Just a
hand
grip.
Yeah, oh yeah. Like it's tender now,
Yeah.
so like
I'll let you know you're mine. You coming with me. Yeah. No, I get it.
correct. But okay, so sweet, the proof is present.
Yep.
But then you got this like lovely barrel note where like the char, it's not campfire, it's not like old barbecue, but it's just like present. And like here's this lovely char, and it's a vanilla char too.
Yeah. It's creme brulee.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just toasted marshmallowy, sugary goodness.
Man.
The location that I work at currently does a holiday old fashioned that is a toasted marshmallow old fashioned.
Uh-huh.
My God, if they put that in it, they just use Woodford.
But use
But
that.
if you use that
Wow.
with it, it's the syrup that gives it the marshmallow.
Yeah.
But man, if you did that with that, get out of here.
That is great.
Yeah, wonderful pour.
Oh man. I got to take back my Russell's statements, I think.
I don't think you do.
No?
Now this is special.
Agreed.
You know,
Agreed, yeah.
This is proof of anything else. Of like like the basic thing that you provide. It maybe it does tickle my fancy, maybe
Sure.
it doesn't. But like, man, when you put your effort into it,
Here's something that's just
you really sing.
yeah, a good point. So like regular Russell's just doesn't do it for me. But that private selection that I have, and then this, and then we had something else that I thought was pretty good too. Was it the 10? No, I didn't like the 10-year.
Specifically from Russell's?
Maybe
don't
not.
remember.
No, I think it's just that private selection that I have. Man,
That's the one that I think that you've really been over the top over.
yeah, for sure.
For me, like, I mean, it's turkey. Anything in that turkey realm, I'm for.
Yeah.
And I'm present for it. But I kind of agree. Like, I think the bottles of the Russells that I've had have not equated price.
Oh,
Because sometimes
for sure.
they are. I would rather just have a bottle of Rare Breed all day.
I think more like it's not that I don't like it. I think I think in that way.
Yeah.
That this is good, but why not just go buy a bottle of Rare Breed?
Yeah.
Like
'Cause,
why do I need this
it's
thing that's
not going to miss.
right? Why do I need this thing that's more expensive and that is maybe each bottle is iffy?
Yeah.
Whereas-
like I'm taking a chance.
Right. Whereas that Rare Breed just solid every time.
Every time. But
That is a fantastic bottle. Wow.
Yeah.
How did we like now I feel bad for 2024. Like I feel great for 2025 because
Yeah.
like now we're doing it. But like 2024 didn't get to experience this
First,
bottle.
first pour of my next year's Infinity bottle.
Yeah. For
Right
sure.
there.
For sure.
Right
for sure.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's great. So good. And I know we did end up featuring that Knob Creek 18.
Yeah, we did
in an
last year.
episode.
Uh-huh.
I don't think I included it in the Infinity bottle last year.
No, I don't. Yeah.
But they do
Sing really well together.
they participate. Yeah. They're right there together. Coagulate.
Ooh,
if you will.
coagulating.
Yeah.
Speaking of 2024, you want to talk about 2024?
Hit me with some 2024 stats.
All right. So as we do every year, we think about our year in review, just things that we've accomplished through the podcast, things that we did, and I think it's good to, as we do, reflect on the year.
Indeed.
Okay. So this year, Kyle, we did 52 episodes, which is a year.
Yep.
Somehow
makes sense.
Somehow
this year we did the
Yeah,
thing.
we did it. Like
we haven't any other year.
Well, I think we did. We just like our math has always been a little wonky.
Well,
Just, like,
we've added in mini episodes, and we didn't know
Right.
where to throw those.
right.
Yeah.
Okay. So this year we started with episode 223 and we ended with episode 274, which gives us 52 episodes. Because like when you do that math, what
We started with
223
yeah
and we ended with 274, which gives you 52.
3 to 4 is throwing me
223
3.
because you got to count episode 274 as an episode.
Sure.
It's 52 episodes.
I'm just saying that the 3 to the 4 is just what's throwing me.
Yeah,
I'm going to take your word for it.
Okay.
If somehow, I guess the 3 counts twice. You know what I'm saying?
I do know what you're saying. We've done a year worth of episodes, guys.
Yeah, sounds right.
Yeah. So we've had a busy year.
Like I know it's 3 plus 2 is 5.
I see what you're saying. But you have to count that episode as an episode.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah.
You're right. I don't know how math works. Anyway, we did 52 episodes.
Yeah.
We did an episode a week.
And
there are
it's about
52 weeks.
time. It's
Yeah.
about time we did that.
Finally.
know?
Yeah. Or maybe it was 51. I don't know. Whatever. All right, Kyle, would you like to know the rundown of the things, the drinks that we did this
The
year?
drinks.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to start with bourbon.
All right.
Oh.
I was going to guess.
Okay.
What's the thing that we did the most of in 2024?
You're going to guess it?
Is that a surprise, or were you leading right into it?
No, I think you can guess. You want to guess?
I mean, I would, if I was like on my wildest expectations, I would think maybe we did more scotches this year.
Interesting. Okay.
Just in terms of like thinking like where your palate was.
Right.
My palate was kind of surprising.
Sure. You were. I feel like a little more bourbon.
I
heavy this
leaned
year.
into bourbon really early this year.
Definitely.
And stayed there. Never really got out of it.
Yeah.
So like I would, but still, I just kind of would think in terms of bottles that we had and things that we featured, it might be more scotch.
Okay.
Heavy.
In terms of distilled spirits, yes, Scotch is our largest distilled spirit.
Interesting.
That is, we had 24 Scotches this year.
We traveled, we did the thing,
We did, yeah.
and we love scotch.
We got a lot of really cool bottles. And that's exactly it. That's where. But for 2023, we also did 24 Scotches.
Yeah, I think 2023 was our breakout year in scotch.
That was a breakout year for
That was
Scotch,
like,
and we matched it.
wow.
We
Yeah.
matched it, which I thought if you were to tell me like we would have even more than that, but we didn't. We equaled our 2023 number for Scotch.
Well, I just again because we live in Florida, that kind of makes sense to me.
Sure. And I think like our Scotches are a lot of travel Scotches this year
Right.
too. Yeah. But this year, I think it's also because we did the Summer of Cocktails.
That's true.
And
that,
so
that absorbed a lot of time.
That did, yeah. We did 12 different cocktails.
Look at us.
Yeah, and in fact, it's probably a little bit more because I counted, like we did different variations of some of those cocktails. So we actually, in the same episode, so we probably did a few more than that. But let's call it 12 cocktails overall. This year, Kyle, this was kind of surprising to me. We did 9 total Irish whiskeys.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know where
that,
we made time for it, but
well,
we did.
But I remember that always being kind of like a thing, and like we try to push that forward.
Sure,
and it's
honestly it's tough.
It's kind of
tough
hard
because
from where we are.
Right, and I was having a conversation with a friend of the show, and kind of having that, like, it's tough to find a good variety of Irish whiskey here. Like, we can find Irish whiskey, but like to find a good variety of high level products.
Yeah, because eventually you're going to find that that one you got.
The West Cork.
West Cork, but then there's the other one. What is it?
Glendalough.
Glendalough.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's terrible.
When I like that might be the thing of like when Irish whiskey is great, it is fucking great. But by God, when it is bad, it is.
We did 8 bourbons this year. Featured 8 bourbons on the podcast.
Only 8 bourbons.
Yeah.
Wow, look at us.
And to be fair, some of those were actually in our Girl Scout cookie episode. So like they weren't even
incredible.
Yeah.
So out of 52 weeks,
yeah,
we did 8 and probably like 3 bourbons. Of them were in one episode.
Well, we did Buffalo Trace and Old Granddad 114 in that Girl Scout cookie episode early on in the year. We did,
and here we are starting with the bourbon.
I know. We did the Chat 11th Founders Edition. We did Little Book Chapter 7, the Starward Nova, High West Cask Strength, Green River Foolproof, and Ben Holiday Bottle and Bond. Crazy, right?
Bananas. If you would have asked me how many bourbons did we feature before this, I would have said like easily 15, 16.
No, 8. And technically only 6 because like the other 2 we've already done before. Wow. In terms of rye, Kyle, we featured, that can't be right. That Knob Creek, was that a rye?
The 18?
Yeah.
No.
I messed up. We did 9 bourbons.
We did 9.
We did 9 bourbons. We did 2 ryes this year.
What?
Yeah, we did the Jack Daniel's Single Barrel Proof rye. And we did the Old Forester Single Barrel rye. Wow. Yeah, that's it.
Crazy.
Yeah. Super interesting, right?
What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
I mean, that makes sense. Like, there's honestly to me, there's not a whole lot of like rye.
Correct.
It's either a high rye bourbon.
I was thinking about that on the way over to the studio over here. That like rye, I think is such a like even more than bourbon is a quintessentially American spirit. Like I might even argue that it's more American than bourbon.
I think I might argue that Canada might have something to say.
Well, Canada doesn't exist.
I think they're up there.
No, are there? We don't have a huge listenership in Canada, so I'm not certain.
Canada might.
We've got more
rye.
listenership in Iceland than we do in Canada.
Well, but I'm just saying, I'm just looking at like big names.
Sure.
Crown Royal really likes their rye.
Sure.
I think they kind of might dominate that category.
Well, it's just America's hat.
Crown is very big.
Sure. We did 2 mezcals this year.
Look at us.
Yeah, I know. We expanded our horizons.
Man.
We did the Dos Hombres and the 400 Conejos.
In one episode.
Episode 242. Yeah, exactly. We also did, so like we went from Mexico, we did mezcals, and then we went all the way to Iceland, and we did an Icelandic whiskey, the Mirka.
We did.
And we did the Icelandic schnapps, the Birkir.
We did.
Yeah.
Great episode.
Outside of our wheelhouse.
Loved both of those.
I know. That was from our friend Chris.
Loved it.
Yeah, episode 268.
Yep.
In terms of beer, we actually did a fair amount. Like, as I was kind of running through this, I'm like, we didn't do a whole lot of beer. We actually did. We did 29 beers.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and that
we
number,
didn't do much beer. We did 29 beers.
Well, that number might be actually a little bit low because I was going through some of it. I'm like, I think we added some more things to this episode. We did the Allagash. That was our first episode of 2024.
Oh, man.
Yeah, we did 4 beers with Allagash.
Of course we did.
We did a couple NA things with Brewdog. Then we had like the fantastic rationale discussion with Jamie. Did a couple there. We did an episode with Funky Town. We did some Spanish beers that you picked up on vacation. We did the beers from Baladin. We did our autumnal brews, and then we did the fantastic brewery lineup with the Von Drapps.
Man, that makes me so happy. Every word you just said.
I know.
Allagash, the Von Trapps, all
Baladin.
the shit that I picked up in Spain. Yeah.
And like I never, for whatever reason, I'm not, like those beers, like they all stand out in some different ways, but I'm
Yeah.
never like, oh yeah, we did a lot of beers. No, like we're doing that rundown. I'm like, wow, we actually did.
We did a lot of beer.
a fair number of beers this year.
It's just it's
fantastic.
too easy to do like 4 in an episode. So
Oh,
you just don't-
yeah.
it just doesn't stick out as much.
Exactly. And then Kyle, we did one cider this year. That was in the Autumnal Brews. That was that candy corn mishap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was there.
It was present.
It's part of what we did.
Yeah. If you want to know our totals for 2023, we did 20 beers in 2023.
Oh yeah, so we upped the beer.
We upped the beers. We did 0 ciders, so we upped the ciders a little bit.
Yeah, we did.
We did no gins this year. We did 8 gins in 2023.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I mean, granted, same kind of a concept. I
Sure.
think we did like 4 or 5 in one episode that year.
We did 18 bourbons in 2023.
Wow.
Yeah, we only did, what we say, 8?
9.
9. Yeah, 9 bourbons this year.
Yeah.
So we cut back on the bourbon overall.
Yeah.
We did 6 total ryes in 2023.
So we upped that.
We we went down.
We went
Yeah,
down
we
on
went down
rye.
on the rye. Yeah.
How many ryes did we do this year?
This year we did
2?
2 ryes. Yeah.
Man, I would want to look at those comparisons of like what ryes did we do in 2023 that were rye.
Right.
Is it high rye or
No,
is it
I
rye
think it was rye. In 2023 we did 8 total Irish whiskeys.
8?
8. Yeah. Because we did a lot of things with Dahi that year.
Sure.
So we did 8 total Irish whiskeys, which we did 9 this past year. So like, we kept about the same, I'd say. In 2023, Kyle, we did 5 batch cocktails, and we definitely upped that this year with our 12 cocktails for the summer of cocktails.
Minimum of 12.
Yeah.
Yeah.
20. Right. Correct. 2023, we did 24 scotches.
24.
Yeah. So we equaled our scotch consumption.
Yep.
In terms of episodes, and then Kyle, in 2023, we did 15 seltzers. And you'll notice that we took out the seltzers this year.
Totally. Completely.
With good reason.
2023 was the year of the seltzer.
Yeah, and thankfully 2024 was not.
Yeah.
Because we did the summer of cocktails instead.
Indeed. That was a good call.
Overall,
That's a good call.
for sure. Overall, I think it was a great year.
But did we not do a single gin forward cocktail?
We did, yeah.
You know what I
but
mean?
Yeah, I did.
Like-
the Easy Street was a gin forward
Yes, it
cocktail.
was.
And we did gin and
Absolutely.
tonics, but I didn't want to count that as like we did gin.
But we did gin. I understand what you're saying.
We did
I
it-
think it's just rude to say that we didn't do any gin, but we did gin cocktails.
Correct, right.
You
But
know?
we didn't
feature the thing.
Right.
Yeah. No, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
And I think the problem there is that we've had Graywell.
Oh, right. And like,
Like,
come on.
What will ever topple that?
Right now, anyway.
Dynasty.
Yeah, for sure.
For
sure. So I was just thinking, like, as we were kind of running through that and we were talking or we're thinking about 2024, we had a couple goals for 2024.
Right.
Our 2 big goals were like, just keep doing the thing.
Yep.
That was like, I
Yep.
guess that was our big
That's
goal.
always our goal.
That's always the goal. And I think that's our goal for 2025.
Yep.
But our goal for 2024 was to expand on interviews and then to expand on episodes on location. And I think we ultimately did both of those things.
For sure.
We had some interviews with Rationale. We had interviews with
the guys that do the Orlando Bourbon.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be this year.
our friends over at Whiskey and Biz with the Orlando Whiskey Festival.
Yep.
We're going to do some stuff with them this year as well.
Yeah, we did some what's the Orlando Weekly?
Oh,
we did
yeah.
that kind of thing. It wasn't an interview really,
Yeah.
but it was like a thing. It kind of was an interview.
Yeah. So we've done a good amount of interviews, and I'd like to see us. I think goals for 2025. I'd like to see us expand a little bit further.
Yep.
I'd like to see us like get some people who are in the industry, get some even like friends who are like just on a whiskey journey, and just to talk about things that are what excites them in their lives and what excites them about their drinks journey as a whole.
Yeah.
It'd be a lot of fun.
Well, looking at you, Von Trapp.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah, we
You
got
know?
some things. Hopefully, we got some things in the
Looking
works.
at you guys.
Yeah, exactly. And then our other goal was to record some more on location stuff.
Yep.
Ultimately, we did a lot more outreach kind of stuff in 2024. We did Brewfest again. We did the Brews
Orlando Whiskey Festival.
Orlando Whiskey. We did Brews and Barbecue or Barbecue and Brews. I can't remember. Like we did a lot of things this year.
Yeah.
And I'd like to expand on that this year as well.
Yep.
It's hard to record episodes in those situations, but which brings me to, I think I'm going to proffer up a goal for us for
Yep.
2025, and that's to hit social media hard. Yeah, like
Yep.
right hook hard.
Like dope on a rope.
Oh,
look over
yeah.
here
Oh, yeah, yeah.
with my left hand,
Kabloosh.
but here comes my right.
Correct.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
got
think, and the reason being, like, ultimately, a lot of listeners have noticed, like, we've kind of pared back some of the episode stuff, made it a little bit shorter, and that's so that we can support more of the social media aspect.
Right.
And as much as like we've lambasted social media, I kind of like that. Like the interactions that we have are just really cool.
Yeah, and they're building.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're growing stronger.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'd say that's our that should be our goal for 2025 is just expand social media and have some more fun with that
Yeah.
stuff.
Absolute onslaught.
Yeah. Ooh, for sure. Nothing like a social media onslaught.
Get ready to be
Onslaughted.
onslaughted.
That sounds oddly sexual.
Yeah.
On that note, you got anything else?
Nah, this has been a great year.
It really has.
To look back on
Yeah.
all of it. It's wild. I get this feeling every year when you look back at the total of all of it and you see everything that we did, and it's like no chance. Like what bleeds over? Surely some of that has got to be wrong, but nah. Like
Yeah.
we fit all of that in somehow into 52 weeks.
I know.
It's wild.
It's wild. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And-
on top of all the other things that we do.
I know.
Because this is still just a fun passion project that the two of us share.
100%. Yeah.
And so like you think back on all of it, and it's just like, man, we somehow fit all of that together.
yeah.
Incredible.
And here's to you, buddy.
And here's to you.
Yeah. Because it's a fun ride, and I'm looking forward to the next 15 years.
Yeah, we're just getting started.
No joke.
Yeah, we're still
Up
had-
that roller coaster?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I was like, what is that?
Getting to the top.
Okay.
We hadn't even like started the ride,
Oh, man.
you know?
Hey, I think we should forego all the other stuff, and we should just end this in true Drep and Stone fashion and just say Happy New Year, everybody. Happy New Year, Kyle.
Yep. Happy New Year's to you, Nick. Happy New Year's to all the listeners. May this year be the best ever,
May a glass overflow.
and your ass never show.
Cheers, buddy.
Cheers, buddy.